it's very difficult to implement a successful program because number one is compliance. We can lead the horse to water, but we can't make it drink,
Right.
and they're not happy with their results. So most people, they get frustrated. That's why we've got a 38% obesity rate in the United States.
Hi, this is Dr. Ross Carter with the Regenerative Warrior Show. Today, my special guest is David Federico. Welcome to the show, David.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ross. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks. So today what we're going to talk about is medical weight loss and how, if you should actually implement weight loss in your practice. I know that many doctors try medical weight loss to do it in their practice, and they may not be successful at it. Some do it well, and some have just never even did it because it was there's a lot of work there's some negatives that would come along when you're trying to implement a procedure like that, because it could take up a lot of time, resources, finance, just there's a lot that goes with it. And so today, David, I want you to explain to us a little bit about the medical weight loss industry, as well as if this is something that a doctor should consider implementing in their practice.
Sure. Thank you. It's very difficult to implement a successful program because number one is compliance. We can lead the horse to water, but we can't make it drink,
Right.
and they're not happy with their results. So most people, they get frustrated. It's very time consuming for the practice. They've got nutritionists involved. They're trying to get the patients to continue to comply. It's such a slow process that most people get discouraged, and unfortunately, that's why we've got a 38% obesity rate in the United States. It's very severe, and it's the root cause of all of these major issues: hypertension, high cholesterol, heart failure. So we developed a company started back in 2009 with a process, and we kind of internally call it our Jump Start program. It's a way for patients to get really good initial results for 3 or 4 weeks and give them the confidence that and be able to glean the nutritional knowledge to comply with the program and to actually see a fair amount of measured success.
Well, it sounds like it could be difficult for a doctor really to start implementing these kind of things in their practice. They get a lot of time consumption. And what does the doctor have to learn? Some things, they got to go to class for a month or a week or whatever it is. I mean, what kind of things does the doctor have to learn to actually implement weight loss?
Well, that's a great point, Ross, because the problem is they're good at doctoring, and they have the key ingredients, which is the patient base that needs this help. But it really takes a lot of dedicated time and effort to be able to do the counseling, to have the material that the patients need, the support systems the patients need. So that's where the ball gets dropped along the way. Roads paved with good intentions, but they really need to have a point person at the practice that can kind of oversee this program. But more importantly, that person needs to have the right tools for the patient. So, and that's kind of what we've developed over the last 12 years now. Are all the little tools to make it a turnkey program where we give them all the resources for the daily emails with diet guides and meal plans and exercise plans, with the medical protocols, to follow,
Yeah.
contraindications that you need. And so over the last 11 years, 12 years now, we've developed a really easy turnkey program where if they do have a person that can oversee it,
Yeah.
then it rolls very well. And
Well, yeah. How many people, how much staff does it take to run a weight loss program in this case?
well, in our case, literally, we have many practices that run it with one MA.
Just one medical assistant can run the entire weight loss program?
Yeah, yeah. It's they just need one room for consultations, and and then they can enroll the patients, they can manage the patients, they can train them on how to do the medications, go over the diet plans with them, the weekly weigh-ins, the B12 shots. Yeah, just
And how much time commitment does it require for the medical doctor?
well, that's the other thing our medical doctors really enjoy is the fact that it's a simple program where really their involvement is where it should be on assessing your overall health and recommending that you enter this program. And then from that point, initially we'd like to spend an hour with the physician going over contraindications, protocols, and making sure they understand clearly what they're doing. And then after that, the MA pretty much runs the program. And then she does all the weigh-ins. And so the doctor will just see the patient on their next office visit. Like to set them up about a month out. Go ahead and have them on a 30-day program. The MA will take them for their weekly weigh-ins, and then on their fourth visit in, they circle back through, see the doctor, give the report, review their progress. And it's remarkable. The patients, we have about a 95% success rate of patients losing 15 to 20 pounds in a 4-week period. So it's
Right, right. Especially now with everything going on, a lot of people are gaining a lot of weight.
right, right. I just had to do it again myself. We were isolated for 14 days, and I picked up the COVID-16
Yeah.
pounds, and so I just did a round myself, and I lost 16 pounds in 17 days.
Now, what medications is the doctor going to be working with? Is there any medications?
Our gold standard program revolves around HCG, the human chorionic gonadotropin,
Yeah.
and the protocols with that. Our medical director out of Atlanta actually established these protocols for us, and he's also the medical director for our company and other companies as well. And he's got his MPH. He's an MD surgeon by trade, but all evidence-based medicine, evidence-based protocols. We've not, in 12 years, we've not had one single issue. We pre-screen the patients for your main contraindications are going to be anybody that's had any type of cancer in the last few years, anything that's active, high PSAs, we stay away from that. That's why we do require blood work. And so we have a panel protocol for a few tests that we want to see before we prescribe. And that's all clearly outlined in the protocols. And but best of all for the doctor is we have all the consent forms, all the order forms, all the marketing material, wall art, pop-up banners. We actually used to be a franchise where it cost $30,000 to buy the franchise.
Wow.
And we had 37 clinics in 17 states, and our clinics were doing about $400,000 a month, and with this program, and so we quit franchising. So now we make it just a little affiliate program. The physician pays $1,000 a month to be an affiliate. We have a $1,000 enrollment fee where we create. I brought some support material to kind of show you.
Okay.
We have a nice little flip binder that we create for them that explains the program. We have a nice digital presentation as well. We have a 46-page diet guide that has been rewritten and rewritten and wordsmithed over the last 12 years with meal plans, exercise plans, and They've got a log in the back, and this is also available digitally online. So that's part of the support. Here's all your consents for the HCG, for B12, for the different programs that we have, and then we also have marketing collateral, and all of this can be branded for the practice.
Mhm.
So this is a nice little 3-piece sheet, and then it's got about the practice and the nutrition. This one's about the countdown diet. That's what we call it: the core, the classic, the club. And so there's a one-time $500 rebranding fee if they want to use their brand.
Okay.
So most physicians do. They've developed a brand. They want to.
Right.
So we'll customize all of this for them for a one-time charge of $500.
Okay.
And then they order it from our vendors who are still supporting our franchisees. So we get national pricing on all the things like the diet guide. The local printer wanted to charge me $20, and my printer charges me $6 for this.
Right.
So we give them all the tools they need, and then the most effective way for this to work in the practice is doctor sees patient and says, Ross, if you want to be around to see your grandkids, we have got to lower your blood pressure and lower your weight. I want you to see Kelly at the end of the hall. She'll explain the programs. It's very easy to do. I want you to participate in that program and come back and see me in a month. And
Okay.
when they do that, we have about a 95% buy-in rate. The doctors told me I need to do something. I'm on notice, and they comply.
Right.
And then the support systems we have in place for them with the daily emails, with recipes and diet guides and meal plans, inspirational messages, then it helps them. And they do really well on the program.
So when somebody signs up, so let's say for a patient, what kind of costs is the patient looking at?
So we have, that's really up to the doctor's office how they want to charge it. We have basically 3 basic weight loss plans: the core, the classic, and the club. 2-month, 4-month, and 52-week, 12-month programs.
Okay.
So those typically run between $800, $1,200, and $2,200.
Okay, so $800 to $2,200 is the normal price for the patient.
That's what we recommend. Of course, some areas they charge a little more, and some areas they charge a little less. But it's a very reasonable program, and the patients get great results. The margins on that are about 85%.
Okay. So let's talk about a practice revenue. What kind of revenue would a practice normally generate for this?
Well, we've got clinics that were our original franchisees that are still operating, and they're continuing to do anywhere from $20,000 a month to $40,000 or $50,000 a month in gross sales. And
Gotcha.
So it really depends on how dedicated the physician is to the referrals and to the program. If they get involved, I mean, we've got a physician we worked with for many years. He's got over 50 patients that have lost over 100 pounds. He's very dedicated to promoting it for his patients' health. And so he does about $25,000 a month in sales. Gotcha.
So a practice could do $10,000 to $25,000 a month in extra revenue.
Yeah. That's very very reasonable to figure. Your average program, our most sold program is the 4-month program, because most people don't really wake up till they're 50 or 60 pounds overweight. When they've got 20 or 30, they seem to be able to make it by, but really it's not really that wake up call until they need the middle program, which is like $1,200. And so you sell 10 of those in a month, and you've hit your baseline numbers.
Gotcha. So basically a doctor would just follow a step-by-step recipe program here of what to do and how to. Does your program show you how to implement it? I mean, step 1, step 2, is that how it works?
Well, great question. So what I'll do, if the practice would like, well, first of all, the enrollment fee covers the training online and the
Uh-huh.
implementation of the program.
And
And
how
so
long does the training take?
I usually like to take at least a couple of hours with
Okay.
the EMA or whoever's gonna be doing it to go over everything that we're doing, the patient
Okay.
flow, the presentation, and then if they would like, I do have an option where I'll come on site and help them, like we just did an enrollment a few months ago, and so the doctor talked it up in the practice for a couple of 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
He had 10 patients lined up for me to see, and then I came in for the day.
Okay.
And then I trained the MA, and I sat with the MA. I did the presentations. I showed her how we address the objections and the issues, and showed her how to put the program together. And so I'll do that for 15% of the gross sales for that day. And I'll
That's
cover
if you come there live, right?
if I come there live, and I'll
Now
cover.
you can do the training with the medical assistant online though, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's just a lot of times it's that hands-on they like to see, and it really figure it out. But yeah, we can. Everything's digitally done. We do screen shares like this. We can show them how to do it. I can FaceTime with them with the patient as well.
Right.
So if they want to do it online, that's fine too. So happy to do that, and their success is our success. So we help them make sure it works.
That makes sense. So for, let's say, doctors who are not the best at sales and salesmanship, for example,
Right.
so they can pass this along to a sales rep or a rep from their company, one of their assistants,
Right.
to actually do the sales for them, right? The doctor doesn't need to do this themselves, do they?
I'm really glad you brought that up, because no, we don't want the doctor selling anything. So
Okay.
the doctor is the doctor. Doctor is the recommendation, makes the recommendation medically about what to do. Okay, now here comes the training. This is where I get involved with the EMA, and I do recommend that the physicians pay the EMAs anywhere between 5 and 10% of the gross sales as an incentive to do that.
Right. Commission.
Okay? Yeah, commission. Yeah.
Right.
And so that's kind of hard for them to get their head around, because they're not into that world. But typically we're able to pay around $12 to $15 for the MA and pay them 5 to 10% of the sales, and they absolutely love it. Yeah, you got to find the right person with
Right. That's a good way, an incentive for them to make more money.
Yeah.
Practice makes more. Everybody wins.
Yeah. These EMAs, we had one in Atlanta that in the clinic we ran there, and she was making $35,000 to $40,000 a year as an MA, and they can't do that, typically.
Right.
And we were going to put somebody on Saturday. She's like, no, I'll come in Saturday morning till noon, and so she did, and we ran it with one MA like that for 2 years before we sold the practice.
Understood. Fantastic. So if someone is interested in learning more about this program, all they need to do is go to regenerativewarrior.com, and there will be a link there on how to get in touch with David and look into see if this program is really right for you. So David, thank you so much today for your time, and it was very informative. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you, Dr. Ross. I'm looking forward to working together and helping some folks, help some people lose some weight.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.